Alright guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends with Mediocre Gamer Man. Started this video a couple times now. I want to talk about the upcoming changes that are coming to Raid, what it means for mid-game players. That's where I'm at, that's where a lot of people are. Mid-game or early, late game. And that is a definitive place in this game. There is early game, we all know it, we all hate it. That's easy and normal clan boss. You're not getting what you need. There is the early mid game, which is where you're finally hitting hard, or you've got some masters you're hitting brutal. That's when you start getting into that early mid game, and you're starting to build your teams. You're building your teams to get to 13 in dungeons, so you start getting that 6-star gear at some decent pace. That's early mid game. When you finally have all your dungeons at 13 to 16, that I think is where you're at middle mid game. And that's where I've been for a long time. I'm finally starting to push my way into late mid-game and early late game. And so I kind of want to talk about what these changes mean for someone in my position. So let's get started. I'll show you what all's been going on. Of course, I've got Brogni. We're getting him there. There's definite gear changes. Immortal gear is hard to get because I'm still working on getting my clan boss team. We're just now, our clan's really pushing into Nightmare. We actually started that on Sunday, where we're hitting Nightmare every day constantly. We were doing it once a week, because a lot of people had to 4-key it. So we're trying to get it to where most people can 2-key it. But, you know, I finally have the champions I need with my Maneater and Painkeeper. You know, who all am I running this? I'm running Maneater, Painkeeper, Draco, where's a Cult Brawler, and then I'm doing a, where's he at? Where is my Bulwark? I don't know. I've got Bulwark. Ah, there he is. My Bulwark is my slow boy. He's going to be the stun target. He's not going to get stunned, but he is going to be the stun target, and the reason for that is this right here. So yeah, I'm going to have an unkillable comp, which is going to put me steady 1 to 2 key on NM. You know, Nightmare Clan Boss, because I have those poisoners. Honestly, I'm worried I'm going to have too much poison, but we'll see. You know, I've got the weaken and defense down, and I've got a ton of poisons coming out. This guy adds, you know, his HP burn and a weaken. It's a weak sauce weaken, so I'm hoping that doesn't land before, it shouldn't land before Draco gets his out. But he does have that HP burn, which could help out. Honestly, I'd rather have the poisons. But anyway, so that's where I'm at. As you can see, I am just now getting to where I can kind of start, you know, getting into early late game. So anyway, now that I've rambled, let's talk about upcoming changes. I don't have any information on the new champion. I don't have access to that. I wish I did. I've seen videos on it. I'm hit or miss as to whether or not I'm going to go for this fragment. I'm working on building up all of my stuff now. No, that's not what I'm doing. My Great Hall, guys, is just atrocious. I was stuck in bronze for so long. See, I am so close. I actually fell back down. Hold on, let me talk about this. They're doing an arena rework, which we'll get to in the video, but I actually fell down to bronze 4. Because I got hit a couple of times on my defense, and it knocked me down. Like, I had some victories, but it pushed me down pretty heavy there for a second. And when I came back, I was in bronze 4. Bronze 4 was harder than silver, and that's not the way it should be. But anyway, so they dropped in the raid official comments announcements, you know. And they're talking about these new dungeon stages. I know a lot of the content creators have been talking about how they feel about them, because most of them are in-game. And as someone who's mid-game, honestly, I'm not concerned with them. You know, I just now got Cold Heart, Septimus, and Royal Guard, all within the last month and a half. So, you know, my Cold Heart is only hitting for about a quarter of the health of the spider, maybe a third. Septimus is not quite there yet. I've really got to build this guy to do some more damage. But as you can see, I just don't have the gear. You know, this was actually done optimizing to get my crit rate up and my crit damage, and to get some accuracy for the Giant Slayer or Giant Killer. But with the 20 to 21 to 25, it really depends on what they implement as to how useful it's going to be for anybody. Because the biggest problem that I see is, what is going to be the purpose of farming these stages? Let's just say, for instance, dungeons 21 through 25, I can farm 21, but I have to do it in 5 minutes instead of the 2 minutes I currently do 20 in. 20 is getting me 5 and 6 star gear. What is going to be the benefit of me doing 21 where I don't have the cold heart advantage? I don't have, the advantage of turn meter control. Well, Dragons doesn't, but with, like, say, Fire Knight and stuff like that, where you can control turn meter, Spider. What is going to be the advantage of running this dungeon that's going to be so much harder? Is it going to be only 6 star gear? Well, if so, is there going to be any guarantee that this gear is going to be useful? Because the real issue, let's say a stage 21 is only 6 star gear. That would make it a massive improvement right off the bat. It would be worth it just initially to run 21 over 20. If it's still 5 to 6 star, which is what I think it's going to be, because see, look right here. Let's look at what they've previously done. We got to go off of that. You've got 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 3 to 4, and then you got a couple stages where it's 3 to 4, then 3 to 5, and that stays that way, and then 4 to 5, and at 13 you get 4 to 6. That's 3 full levels of gear, and it is like that 4 to 6. Look at this, from stage 13 to stage 19, and then you get the 5 to 6. So unless they just decided, you know what, let's make this insanely hard, let's take away their advantages for speed farming and just give them 6 star gear, I don't see that to be the case. 25 may be. I think 25 will be 6 star gear. Hold on one second. I gotta fix the light behind me is driving me crazy. So I'm gonna pause it and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm gonna apologize because there's nothing I can do about it. It's actually because it's light outside. I'm doing this video during the day because that's what I do on lazy Sundays. Is I want to try to start getting videos out. But let me get a drink here. But anyway, so I don't think 21 through 24 are going to be 6 star only gear. Judging from what they've already done in the past, that's not what I foresee being done. So what's going to be the advantage? If it's just 5 to 6 star gear, unless they increase the drop rate of epic and legendary or decrease the rate of rare, the benefit is so minimal, it's not worth it for anyone who is comfortable at 20 to move further. What they've done with 13 through 19 is the higher up you go, the more chance you have of getting that 6 star. But I farmed 18 for a long time and got a whole lot of no good 6 star gear. So if you're comfortable farming stage 20, unless the advantage is better gear set choices, like let's say, and this is what I think they should do, keep it at 5 to 6 star. But 21 have a different selection of gear. 22 have a different selection. They know what's meta. They absolutely 100% know. So why not some of these, like, days? Until you get it fixed, just take it out of the equation. Or make it so each stage, like what they just did with Fire Knights, make each stage have a higher chance of getting certain types of gear. The meta gear, accuracy, speed, life seal, destroy, stalwart maybe, and then, and make stage 25, because there's 4 of them. There's these 4 right here, which are really the meta ones in Dragon Slayer. You see Stalwart, but it's very niche. Destroy is really useful for current Doom Tower. So even if they don't do that, let's say it's just accuracy, speed, lifesteal. That the just increasing that would completely change gear farming for everybody. It would make 5 to 6, 7 minute runs worthwhile. With Fire Knights, same thing. Shield, crit damage, savage, stun. Even with regen and immunity, immunity is in game. If they were to do that for those 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make the drop rate on those increased, or drop some of the other ones that aren't really used. Allow us to pick, like when you get there, like you click on it, and this right here has a -1 or -2 option, and you just click on the ones you do not want to be in the pool. I'll do 5, 6 all day long and just farm it nonstop. That would be the best implementation I could think of for these harder dungeons. If they don't just do straight 6-star. But if they do straight 6-star, it better be a lower chance of getting blue items. So, but that's what I think about that. So, alright, so let's see. No Terminator control stuff. See, none of that bothers me. I think creating a new meta, if they implement it right, if that's what they do, they give us options to make these stages more useful in gear farming. I have no problem with them making the meta harder. That to me is just, that's how it works. All of the bosses, if you look at it, Dragon, everybody, they got new skills or different skills as it progressed. Look at all of the keeps. Their shield amount increased. Their healing amount increased. The dragon hits you harder when he does Scorch with those poisons and stuns, and all of that changes as you get harder up. Their passives with, turn meter control and enemy HP, 10%. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if you can find somebody like Altan maybe, but most damage dealers are probably not gonna be doing 10% of that dragon's health at stage 25. So enemy HP champs are still going to be the highest form of damage. So it's going to be about building teams around them to speed them up and keep them alive. And that will wear it down. Having a cold heart with Prince Kymar, everybody's going to be trying to use him for the turn meter, or not turn meter control, but the cooldown reductions and stuff like that. So, putting those on the team with support that can survive all of the different things the dragon's doing while making the dragon weaker is going to be the meta. You're still going to see Cold Hearts used, Septimus is used. All of those different things are still going to come into play because they're still going to be the most effective source of damage. So I don't foresee that being an issue. Secondly, let's see. New temporary event. The silver cost for removing gear will be halved. This is awesome. I hope they re-implement this. I think a lot of people have talked about that. Moving gear around costs way more than it should. Almost every game has it that has something like this where you can swap out gear. Summoner Wars comes to mind. But the cost of removing that gear should not be obstructive. Not to the point that changing out one champion's gear makes you go broke. They have the outfitter thing where you can go in and kind of test different builds before you do it. But really, even putting all that on the champion, you don't know what it's going to do in actual, practical setting. Like when you actually go into the dungeon with a team that you've completely changed all their gear, you're not going to see what it does until it's in the midst of battle. So, yeah, the outfitter thing is fantastic, but it's still, you lose something in that because you don't see how it affects the team dynamic. So I think, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, that's how the military does. Just reserve time away. I'm sorry, that was super corny. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and the new missions. This is going to be the last thing I talk about. In the arena, but I think I'm running close. New missions. In-game content, when I'll look at them when they come out, I'm still not done with Arbiter. Because I pulled Arbiter. Where's it at? Oh no, that's challenges. I need to work my way through challenges. Yeah, I'm here. I am not even close because I'm still waiting on the upgrade hall, um, which I think will really help. I've already reached silver too. I think it's really going to help when they do this arena rework, whatever they're doing. Hopefully, it's the last one and the one that works. But with the new missions, I'm not going to see them because I'm not done with Arbiter. I'm going to start making a push here soon to try and clear through as much as I can. I think getting, for one, getting masteries on my Arbiter. I would like to get Norog built up for my arena team because Norog's actually kind of beastly because he's got a built-in stun barrier. And he decreases damage. Pretty useful. Madame Ceres, I still don't have masteries on her. She's not even booked yet. So I mean that's the thing is getting all these things booked, mastered. You get too many champions and it really causes you progression issues. But yeah, so I won't be able to see the missions. I wish I can, but I'm going to do a push to try and get through Arbiter as quickly as possible so I can get that dupe Arb and start building up, dual Arbiter teams just for giggles. But where was I at? Oh, the arena. They're talking about some kind of rework to make the arena better for people, like make bronze and silver fun. Yeah, it's not fun right now. There's nothing about it that's fun. Here, we'll just go take a look at. Granted, like I said, my biggest issue is these are the only two that have any masteries. They, I don't think he is. Yeah, he's not fully booked. So, he doesn't land the stun and the decreased defense as often as I would like, and he doesn't do this on a 3-turn. That makes a big difference, and this is not on a 3-turn. So, Madame Ceres isn't booked. She's not mastered. Neither is Arbiter. Oh no, Arbiter, come back. So there's some definitive issues with this team, but I don't know. Trunda's the one that's going to give me a problem. But I'm in bronze 4, and you see the team I'm up against is pretty ridiculous. So I need to build. Is Trunda going to come in? Are they going to break in? How do they break in? Oh, there's probably a provoke. That's all right. There we go. That's going to lay you down. That feared him. See, the problem is he's got that animate ability, and that is just aggravating. Oh yeah, he's dead. So, but it shouldn't be that hard. Like, I mean, this team should get me into silver even without all the masteries on them. Without any issues. And I'm going ahead and tell you, there's a couple of teams like this team. I can't beat that. I know I can't beat that. Because I think Skartorsis is the one that's going to give me trouble. Well, let's test it out just to see. No, maybe not. If I win the speed race, I'm usually doing pretty good. So let's see. No, I think I may actually be able to lay him down. No. See, that's going to be it. That I can't get that Seal of the Drakes down. And so she's just going to keep bringing everybody up. Kymar is going to get everybody up. Let's see if I can take down Kymar. No, he's got the ally protect. Skartorsis is going to keep everybody alive. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This team does not belong in Bronze 4 by any stretch of the imagination whatsoever. And so it creates this divide where if you're in Bronze 4 and you're not a player who actually has a good selection of legendaries, I have a good selection of legendaries. And I still have a hard time pushing through Bronze 4. See? Already back up. I mean, let's see if I can't get... But yeah, so that's the issue. I'm really, really hoping they come up with something that works for the arena that doesn't just make it too easy. I think there should be some challenge. It should be like a natural progression through early game. You get out of bronze. It shouldn't be based on your player power. That's just a silly concept that doesn't work because a lot of people have a boosted player power, especially ones that spend money like me. I got a whole bunch of champions. Like I got 2 Krisk and I got Septimus and all this. I'm not bragging, but I spent this money, and now because of that, I've got an inflated player power. I've put gear on some of my champions in my vault, and then put them in my vault so that I can have them for faction wars. Well, that boosts my player power. So the issue is now this inflated player power is putting me up against teams like this, where I'm at 2 minutes in and I'm, struggling with this team in Bronze 4. It's just, I really hope they do something that feels like a natural linear progression through Bronze and into Silver. If you want to make Silver 1 and 2 a little bit easier and then kind of make Silver 3 and 4 harder to do, that's understandable. Gold, you can make it competitive. That's where everybody is. Well, all the people who are competitive. So, I don't know. Hopefully they do something that makes sense. So, but that's kind of my 2 cents for the day. I know it's kind of a ramble. Let me just throw this up there. But as someone who's in mid-game, I kind of wanted to throw in my opinion on how I feel about some of this stuff, because, a lot of the content creators are in-game. They've been playing since the beginning. I played in the very beginning. I rage quit because, I was just having a hard time dealing with a toxic clan at the time, issues with the way, I wasn't getting good champions. I mean, I had terrible champions, or at least at the time I thought so. I didn't really do a lot of research. So, I'm at mid-game, which is where a lot of players I feel are. So that's kind of why I wanted to do these videos to show you guys that. But enough rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, we'll have another video. Well, I know we'll have another video coming Thursday. I want to talk about current strategies for just different parts of the game. So look forward to that. I have another campaign farmer video coming between Elhain and Gaelic. I've almost got them fully done. The problem is getting books for them. I needed books for my Painkeeper. I needed books for so many things. But I think I'm coming close to having them, and I'm also close. I finally got a Bellower, so I'm working on building Bellower and Fellhound as well. So we're going to have those showdowns coming, and I think those are going to be real fun to watch. So y'all take care, and thank y'all so much. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below if you like the content. Definitely leave me comments of what you think, any ways that I can improve and make it better. I know I ramble a lot. That's just how I am in real life. So hopefully I can improve on that to the point that, it's enjoyable for y'all. So that's kind of the point. So take care and thank y'all.